Welcome to Mansfield Matters, your home for all things Stags.
Breaks at the mic, his passion's bright, with metaphors you can't ignore, and anagrams that make us groan till everyone starts to moan.
Who is Randy Once?
We're the Mansfield Matters crew, making podcasts just for you. Some show up, some disappear, but the Stags bring us all here. Through the ups and downs we stay, talking Mansfield Town every day. Where's Nathan gone? He's never on. The blind Stag's late, not gonna wait. Cam's watching Hollyoaks again. He's useless anyway. Let's just begin. We're the Mansfield Matters crew, making podcasts just for you. Some show up, some disappear, but the Stags bring us all here. Through the ups and downs we stay, talking Mansfield Town every day. Introducing the world's greatest announcer. Alan brings the joy and light, while Clive keeps sense in sight. Nick's got shirts for every day. Jim's our super sub. Hey, hey! The chat rolls on. We give match reports and witty retorts, while Craig reads questions from his list that leave us all feeling pretty miffed. Time's almost up. Done! We're the Mansfield Matters crew, making podcasts just for you. Some show up, some disappear, but the Stags bring us all here. Through the ups and downs we stay, talking Mansfield Town every day. That's all for this week. Probably ish.
Hello and welcome to the Mansfield Matters Podcast, the show for the fans, by the fans. Why? Because Mansfield always matters. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope that you're having a fantastic, what day are we on? Thursday, Jim?
Thursday, yeah.
We'll just use this one. We'll just use this one. This one's a bit dodgy. We'll keep that as a spare. Obviously, as you might be able to see, me and Jim are here together, joined by Harry, the H-Dog. Give me that ball! And we've got Alan and we've got Nick on the live stream as well. You might get a little loop back in a minute when I unmute them because we are using the speakers from the laptop, because these tiny little headphones are absolutely rubbish. They kept cutting out halfway through the intro song. It's too good not to hear. And when you hear the Sid Pepper song later on, trust me, you're going to want that in full volume. So, right, let's say hello and good evening and welcome to the man who might be in a little bit of slight delay. Let's say hello to Alan Wilson. Good evening, Al.
Good evening, Craig. Good evening, Jim, Nick. Good evening, everybody.
Alan, you know, over the course of the closed season, have you moved into Jim's house?
I don't think so.
You might have got his broadband or his laptop. I don't know. We'll sort you out over the course of the season. Good to have you with us anyway. And you're always, of course, welcome here at MMHQ. Let's say hello and good evening to the man who should reply. Fingers crossed this works, Jim. Instantaneously, it's Nick of Mansfield Town Shirts fame. Good evening, Nick of Mansfield Town Shirts fame.
Hello.
There he is. There he is, like bang on the money. Do you know what? He was like CJ Hamilton there.
Unless he was just lip reading. I don't know.
No, I think he was. It was
all pre-recorded this.
If only it was, Nick. If only it was. Right. Let's start as ever by saying, if you want to come and have your say on your team, then feel free to do so. We'd love to have you have your say in the comments, just like Marie has done so far tonight, who says it's great to be back. Well, it is great to be back. We're going to come on to returning very shortly. But first, Jim, we are back indeed. Tuesday night, Retford away. Ticked it off the bingo card list. Not a bad little night out, was it? I don't think anybody cared about the football. It's just about the social, the first one.
Nice to be back, see some familiar faces again. Nice sort of venue as well. No injuries. Good 6-0 win, I think it was in the end. And yeah, good. Weather was great. Enjoyed it. Enjoyed the night.
It's always good company as well to have everyone with us. Nick, you and I watched it alongside each other. Had no idea, did we, that Jim was going? He should have communicated these things.
I know, we were there, Clive was there. No, you're there, Jim.
Well, you know.
You know, he's a man of very silent movements, isn't he? So there you go. Alan, obviously you weren't at Retford, but you were at Clipston last night to join us for all things cricket. That was a decent night out as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good night. Like we said, just before we left, there was only one winner, and that was going to be the Lashes Foundation. Whatever money it made, it all enhanced the pot. Good atmosphere, good laugh. Thoroughly enjoyed it, Craig.
Yes, very good night out it was indeed. Got no idea what happened because that is what happens when I go and watch cricket. Right, let's delve into some Stags-related news then, shall we, this week. Nick, and the first thing we need to touch base upon is finally, after weeks and weeks of knowing it was going to happen, Errea was finally announced as the new / old returning kit supplier.
Yeah, I think it was reasonably well known, wasn't it? I don't think it's surprising. It's a nice kit. I like it. Nice.
In terms of the design of the kit as well, Nick, very good that it's the competition that they put out last year.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't think they were going to do that in the end, didn't they? But I was surprised they didn't show the actual design that the kit did. But maybe we'll see that to you, of course. Yeah, nice to actually in the end.
Yeah, and I think, Alan, as well, it's going to be a nice little kit to us. It's a throwback to a good era as well, isn't it? Or a good area, shall we say, with with it being sort of almost like the conference winning season with the blue stripes. I think we might have lost Alan. I think we've lost Alan. Jim?
Yeah.
Good kit, wasn't it? It's a good looking design. I'll hold the mic.
Okay. It's all right. I think the stripes will have to grow on me. I like the goalkeeper kit, but I think it's one that will grow on me. I think you look at a kit and you know within 3 seconds whether you like it or not, and it's the stripes will have to grow on me. But I'm sure it'll be better quality than Castore. I'll give it that.
I mean, it can't hurt, can it? Nick's been off and found it. Yeah. Yeah. I like
all right, isn't it? Looks there's a bit thinner, aren't they? And they haven't got the blue sleeves.
Yeah.
Collar.
Yeah, it's looking decent. We've lost Alan now as well. I think he's going to try and join on his phone. Harry is insistent to come on this podcast tonight. We've definitely sat the wrong side. We should have stayed that side. This is Harry's playing side, and we've invited him on. So Jim, every now and again, you'll see him just dip down to the side of his chair and pick a ball up because that's what he's waiting for. Jim, he's waiting for his ball. That's at the side of you. There you go. Jim's got dual role tonight, Nick, on the podcast. He's got dog entertainer and entertainer of the Mansfield Matters public. I think we should improve his salary. Make him 2 coffees instead.
Yeah, 2 biscuits.
2 biscuits instead of the one. Nick, let's obviously talk a little bit more about that the kit then. Heard any whispers? You're definitely a man in the know of what things could be coming up. Any whispers of what might be coming next in terms of potential away kit and things like that?
I wasn't aware of the goal kit, but I'm told the away kit is I think sort of dark blue and light blue pattern. And then the third kit is green. But that's all I know.
Yeah. The goalkeeping top, Jim. Let's see if this microphone works. The goalkeeping top, Jim. It's a little bit rascal, isn't it? It's almost like someone's gone into the Primark summer range and looked at the dodgy shorts which people will wear down the Benidorm strip and gone, that'll do.
I quite like it. I don't like shorts, but I do like the top with the white sponsor on it as well. I think I'll be buying that as long as they sell it.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll put them all on sale at some point in the brand new club shop, which seems to have appeared. Have you been past the ground lately?
Yeah, it's quite smart, isn't it? It's better than the old offering for sure.
Yeah, it looks to me like they've almost put a couple of shipping containers together and just gone, that'll do. But they've got the nice branding on the outside. They moved it into a decent area as well.
Yeah, it's better than what we had. I think it's good enough. Of course, you'll have online sales as well. It's an improvement for sure, and things off the pitch seem to be coming together. The stand and the training ground being relayed, etc. It's exciting times.
Very much is. Very much looking forward to seeing how it plays out, Nick. It's one of those shirts which I think mostly has got people excited purely because of the whole fact it's not Castor.
Yeah, I think people will be pleased with that. Definitely. Yeah, there's a really bad echo, Craig, when we're talking. I can't really.
I think it's because you are coming through the speakers. We might have to, Nick. I might have to ask you to duck out if that's all right. And there's not a way I can sort it without.
No, it's not.
Yeah, there's not a way I can sort it. I apologise. We're going to lose Nick, so thank you, Nick, for joining. Never do a podcast where there's more than us in the garden. If we're going to do it in the garden, we all come round, and we don't do it online. So sorry about that. So that echo is going to disappear. Say bye, Nick. Say thank you.
Bye.
We'll see you on Saturday. There he is. That's he can't leave. He doesn't want to leave. He's not going. He's not having it. It's not letting him go.
Just decided to freeze at once. Oh, there we go. That's why.
There you go.
There we go.
Bye, Nick. Sorry about that, folks. If you're watching at home and you get a little bit of echo there, really do apologise. It's because Jim and I are out in the garden. We thought it'd be a really nice idea for one of the first podcasts back to, sit outside in the sunshine in what is the baking heat. Because I don't know about you, I've been dying over the last few days. It's absolutely horrendous.
Better than winter, though, isn't it?
Well, no, I prefer winter. Get me some snow. Can't wait. Some snow and some rain. I cannot wait. And we had Alan and Nick on, obviously, and we had these little teensy tiny headphones, but they weren't working properly. So we thought we'd put them on the speakers, and that's why they were reverbing back a little bit. So I do apologise that that issue was there. Hopefully it is. Hopefully that issue is now gone because they're no longer on, and you just stuck with me and Jim. So I apologise about that. We'll have a little cameo from Harry as well at halfway around. So we were talking about shirts.
Yeah.
We obviously saw a little bit of action at Retford on Tuesday night. Who was the ones who impressed you most when it came to Tuesday night? Because the typical thing with Retford, isn't it? You sort of get 45 minutes each. You don't really get to see much of players, and without being too disrespectful to the level of Retford, it's not really that much of a test. It's more about just getting back in the swing of things again, isn't it?
It is. I think it took us a while to get going, which is to be expected. First game back, and they were tough to break down the first half hour. But I think you could see they tired as the game went on, which they're not going to have as good fitness as we've got even at this stage of the year. But I think who impressed me was the two new lads in midfield, Mariah Welsh and Hendrick. I thought looked good players. Cargill, I thought was super.
Are you not going to call Mariah Welsh your nickname? Do you want to explain that? So obviously over the course of the close season, we were all doing sort of mini videos when we announced the signing. And when we signed Nathan Mariah Welsh, Jim had pretty much, other than Nathan, been the only one that had not come on. So I said to Jim, why don't you pop round? Not seen you for a few weeks. Pop round on Saturday. We'll film something out in the garden. And pretty much like today, we had a few tech issues, and it recorded about 5 minutes, and then the audio went dead. But during which you came up with a nice name, didn't you, for him?
Yeah, he's from Guyana, isn't he? So he's the piranha from Guyana. But it's easy to say Nathan Mariah Welsh all the time, isn't it?
And I don't quite think that NWM has a ring to it. It doesn't have, like DKD had. He had that ring to him, didn't he? He had that ring, but I don't quite think NWM's going to do it.
He's piranha fish to me. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether that's going to catch on as much as what Dave did.
Well, you've got to live in your own head, haven't you? So we might add it's piranha anyway.
So if you hear Jim refer to someone as piranha, he's talking about Nathan Mariah Welsh. So do we call, semi-taff? I don't know. No, that could go a million ways, couldn't it?
Yeah. But back to the initial thread.
Yeah, thanks. Get us back on course.
Now I know who he is. Pranafish and Hendry impressed me. I think they're good footballers who've got good vision and can see a game. Cargill, I thought, was excellent when he got into the game. I still think he's one of our best players on the ball, even though he's a centre-back. And Dwyer, when he came on, was just the best player on the pitch, wasn't he, for the half hour he got. But yeah, encouraging early signs. We've still got some needs, but we know that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, I think, with Mariah Welsh. Because I didn't really see a lot of him. Maybe because it was the second half sort of team, and we didn't, maybe we weren't paying as much attention in the second half as what I should have been in the first half. But I didn't really see that much of him. But yeah, he's definitely a tidy little player. I was impressed with him signing. Obviously, the likes of Dom Dwyer sort of stand out as well. But I tell you who did stand out for me, Kyle McAdam. Thought he was excellent down that left-hand side.
I think that might interest you to say that about Prana. You didn't see a lot of him. He was on the other side of the pitch, wasn't he?
Yeah, and I was on.
Whereas McAdam was on your side, so that might be why one stood out to you and one more stood out to me. But
yeah, could well be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I could tell he was having an effect on the game down that side. I think they both got something, haven't they? They're both edgy and they're both hungry, and it's exactly the sort of player we want in the building, really. Especially after last season, where we were just so slow and devoid of legs and energy. I think we've addressed that so far.
Let's just hope he's not a one-trick pony like the man who's come in to replace, who subsequently signed for York City, hasn't he?
Yeah, I imagine they're paying him a few quid, but I thought he could have done a bit better than that. But
well,
it is what it is.
It is what it is indeed. Yeah, so I think I'm looking forward to sort of seeing pre-season develop. The problem is in that first pre-season game, and again, I mean this in no disrespect to the opposition, but it's Retford. Like, we're literally just blowing off the cobwebs. It's just like just turning up and knocking the ball around. There's not a lot to it. You don't really get a real sense of shape, even though Clough, he tried to go for the 3-5-2, but for me it felt a little bit like like we were saying last season when we said it's Pym in goal and then 10 outfield players. It felt like it was Roberts in goal and 10 outfield players, and then Mason in goal and 10 outfield players. It felt a bit mismatched.
Yeah, you got to take it easy early doors. It is only the first game, and I can see why they go there every year. It's the first time I've been to Retford, and the pitch is superb and it's perfectly flat, and I can really see why they go there. And you don't want to be hitting a tough challenge too early, because I think Clough's deeply worried about getting injuries.
Oh, massively.
It's the first thing he spoke about was in his interview was no injuries, and I think it seems like we're going to. Don't forget we released, was it 14 players?
Yeah. And
he reckons about 10 or so will be coming in by the end of the window. So, and all those 14 that left did contribute in some way last season. So it's a small squad, and if we do get injuries again, we're up against it straight away. So I think tougher challenges to come in the pre-season, particularly 2 home games. And it's just walking before we run into it. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think Clough sort of says, doesn't he, in every sort of start of pre-season video, when you sort of see the behind-the-scenes training, you always hear a little bit on his microphone of any knocks, any niggles, let me and the staff know. We'd rather you miss a day here than 2 weeks further down the line. It's very important to sort of iron that out early doors. So, yeah, maybe the sort of played a sort of like 20% pace, really. I think we'll see a little bit more when we go to Macclesfield on Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, I'm not going to Macclesfield, but I think you could tell throughout that game on Tuesday that they were going through the gears. It was starting to get more fluid, and the first 20 minutes was scratchy. But I think he'll definitely start the season with a 3-5-2. I know, like you say, it's a bit sort of, what's the word, flexible. But I think he wants to get 3 of his best, or as many defenders on the pitch as he can. And I think with the players he signed, he'll want to have 5 on the pitch, not 4.
Yeah, I'm a bit slightly worried about that, because I think we're going to be at a slight imbalance. I think we're very left foot heavy in that back line for me at the minute. You look at Fraser Blake Tracy, you look at Bailey Cargill, you look at Ryan Sweeney, Stephen McLaughlin. It is very left side heavy for me. There's only really Dave and Hewitt who are the 2 predominant right footers.
Got Barry and Noyle as well.
Oh yeah, Barry and Noyle. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's going to be a little bit
I don't think that's the end of the world. It's not 100% ideal. I don't think it's the end of the world with where they're playing. And I thought I remember when Sweeney was here first time, when it was the first game, was had a bit more on the ball than we saw Tuesday. I think he's playing a different sort of role, isn't he, in the middle of that back three?
Yeah, well, when he was here before, he was in the back four, wasn't he, alongside Christian Pearce? So it's, a lot has sort of changed since then. I think his game has definitely developed since then as well. Can I have your ball? No? Right, bugger off then. It's, I think it's going to really help us to sort of balance out a little bit. And I think what Clough's trying to play is trying to play from the back and trying to move it quickly through the lines and, try and become a real passing team, a team that's tough to break down.
Yeah, I think that 3-5-2 it suits what he wants to do on the ball, and off the ball you can become very sort of body and orientated at the back. A 5 and a 3 and a 2. But I think, I think we'll see how we start the season. But then obviously injuries and form and whatnot will dictate if we stay in that. But I think it probably will. He seems, wherever he's been, he seems to gravitate towards a 5-3-2 with preference. Well, it's a 3-5-2, isn't it?
Yes, it's always a 3-5-2 for me. I think he likes to get his centre backs to play a little bit and be a little bit different. On the subject of Ryan Sweeney, then obviously we released Ollie Clark at last season, and then captaincy sort of shifted its way to Alfie Kilgore and Aidan Flint, etc. Both those players also released, and Ryan Sweeney appointed this week as the skipper.
Yeah, I think that's a relatively sensible decision. I think it's not a massive one in football, is it? I mean, you want as many captains out there as possible, but if you could give anybody the band, he's as good as anybody, I think. It doesn't automatically mean he walks into the team either, because Alfie Kilgore and Flint were sort of joint club captains, weren't they?
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time out the starting 11, so he'll still have to earn that shirt. I think it's just a bit of...
It's box ticking, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
He's a good leader, though, and I think from his first signing, the day that he re-signed, it was kind of obvious that he was going to go on and become captain. It was brought up in his interview and everything, wasn't it?
And he was a good captain at Burton as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I
think he's Dundee's captain as well when he was there.
And they wanted to keep him, and I think he got their player of the season.
Mm.
I think so. Speaks a lot.
Yeah, very much so. Right, let's move our attentions elsewhere then this week. We've already spoken a little bit about kit. We've had a little chat about the Retford game and about Ryan Sweeney there as well. Nigel Clough wasn't at the Lashes cricket event last night as advertised. And for my money, Jim, I don't think he would miss a cricket match on purpose. I think potentially he may have been having a little meet up with a player because he says he wants to get 2 or 3 more in. I think he'd like to get them in before the team bonding trip away to Ireland next week. So maybe time's running a little bit thin on that side of things.
I think he'd absolutely want to get him in before Ireland, and he has. I think he's even said that, hasn't he? And I hope that's where it was. I hope it wasn't just a case where his kitchen's flooded or something like that. Hopefully, Craig. He said 2 or 3 more in after the Retford game in the next week or 2, didn't he? So I think watch this space. I don't think we're a tough sell to a good League One player. I think we're a very viable option.
Yeah.
We won't struggle to get players.
Plenty of friendlies coming up then. Obviously, Middlesbrough on sale now. The tickets for the Middlesbrough friendly on Saturday, the 19th of July. It's only the lower tier of the Ian Greaves stand that will be open for this fixture, while the upper tier will only open subject to demand. Tickets can be purchased now via stagstickets.co.uk or giving the club a call on the usual number. Prices are £12.50 for an adult, or a concessions ticket is just £7. I presume that'll be the same for the Oxford game as well, Jim. Not massively fussed about the Oxford game as much, but I think it's one of those fixtures and one of those clubs really that Clough looks at it and goes, that's the sort of test we want to test ourselves against.
Yeah, championship opposition. I think they came last summer.
Came last summer, didn't they, Oxford? Yeah.
And they weren't very good, were they, when they came?
No, because they'd just been promoted, hadn't they, from League One, yeah.
And we were all saying they're going to get battered in.
Yeah.
But they stayed up, to be fair to them.
Yeah.
I think there's obviously some kind of relationship between us and Oxford, like there is between us and other clubs. And it's the right kind of test, isn't it? It's a good league. Well, league above us, a good opposition, and Yeah, no problem. And Middlesbrough as well. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, this is going to be a very good test. I think that one. I think they're a decent outfit, very good side. A bit surprised that they've agreed to come to Mansfield for a pre-season friendly, but likewise, I think looking at the Macclesfield game as well. They're a club who have been on the up over the last sort of few seasons or so. All right, they've lost the manager to Forest Green Vegans in the summer, so there's a little bit of instability there, but I think they'll sort of. I think they're going to, get a bit of a test for us. I think they won't make it easy.
Well, no, they won't. But I'm sure Clough said you can't play a pre-season friendly against one from the same division.
No.
So it's going to have to either be like a Championship club or a League Two or a Conference League. So I think their hands are tied like that. And I think they've got a good relationship with Rob Edwards, haven't they?
Yes. I think that goes all the way back to the Forest Green game, where we needed to get in the playoffs and they needed to win the title when we sort of said, yeah, you all right, are we all right? We'll knock the ball around for 10 minutes. And then the only person who didn't get the memo was Nathan Bishop.
Yeah. So I think those relationships last in football, and that's probably smoothed the path, I think.
Yeah.
And so, and the same with, I say with this Oxford game, there's obviously some good relationship there. But that's what I mean. Hopefully it opens the door for some business. You never know.
Yeah, fingers crossed. You never know what might happen. Finally, let's talk all things Bishop Street. Then, shall we? Obviously, we've had a Sid Pepper update, getting close to completion now, aren't we?
Well, I've seen the video. So just waiting for the seats, aren't they? I think so. The actual work looks good though, and it does look new. And hopefully it'll be open, if not Doncaster, the one after that. I'm not sure who's the second home game.
I can't remember.
I agree. Don't rush it for the sake of a week just to get it right. But at least now we can see the finish line for that. We'll have fans in well before Christmas. That's exciting. Yeah.
I have to say one thing that the club have done very well over the close season is a lot of, even though they've not communicated it, and we've sort of picked it up by either, apart from the video that is, we've either picked it up from popping down to the club, driving past, or whatever. They seem to have done a lot of work to try and make those small 1% improvements. We've needed a better club shop for a long time. It looks like we've got a better club shop. We needed a new kit manufacturer for 2 years. We've got that. Fan zone was put in. No doubt there'll be improvements that have been made up and around there, which we won't have seen. So there's definitely things, Jim, which are slowly ticking over to sort of make us, go in the right direction.
I think the club's been thriving on and off the pitch for a long time, and that's testament to the chairman, I think, more than anything. And it's a trajectory it's very attractive, I say, to players. I think it's one of the reasons Clough likes being here. And everything Ratford and Clough have said they were going to do or want to do, they've sort of done. They've delivered on it. It's not all just been hot air. And we go in the right direction. I think Ratford ultimately says he wants to go into the Championship, and he's delivered on everything else he said so far. It's not going to be overnight, and it probably won't be this season, but we're heading in a positive direction. And as long as we don't get relegated, which I'm not going into the season worrying about relegation, I think eventually, a lot of some other clubs have walked this path before successfully. I don't see why we can't.
No, absolutely. Right, well, whilst we're on the subject of Bishop Street Stand, I'm going to pre-warn you, dear viewers. As you well know, our lovely Nathan Edge loves to make an AI song. There's been some corkers, hasn't there, in the group chat that he's put in, Jim?
No, there has, yeah.
He's made the intro song for us through AI.
Yeah.
Are you happy with Jim's our super sub? Hey, hey.
It's fine. Yeah.
Are you happy with that line?
I'll be the physio if you want. I don't mind.
Fair enough.
I'll carry the corner flag.
There's been some questionable ones. The Regan Hendry one was very questionable, but one which we've kept a couple of corkers back for you, which we haven't shared on social media, and we are going to play for the first time on the podcast now. The first one, we'll do another one in a couple of weeks. The first one is very much about our friend Sid, because he's taken a little bit of hammering on social media this week, hasn't he? Since the video, Steve-O sort of threw that curveball at him, didn't he?
Yeah, poor old Sid. Yeah, I think you can see the relief in his face, can't you? That it's he got it in there and into that his responsibility is finished.
Yeah, I've passed out. I've handed over the keys now. I've had enough. Yeah, it's not for me.
He's done what a lot of other. Well, I say a lot of other chairmen, other people looked at and thought, "Nah, sod that."
Yeah,
he has achieved it. So nothing comes easy. Nothing decent comes easily, and he's done it. So yeah, all good things come to those who wait.
Absolutely. And speaking of all good things that come to those who wait, here's a song about Sid Pepper, and I'm not sorry.
Hi, I'm Sid Pepper, and I've got a plan for the Bishop Street stand. I'm your man. I'm your man. The walls are crooked and the paint is old, but I've got big plans that need to be told. When will it be done? They ask every day. I scratch my head and here's what I say. Just you wait till phase 3. It's gonna be a sight to see. The best damn toilets in the land at Bishop Street stand. Deadlines are coming, but the work's behind. It's all part of the plan, I remind. The scaffolding's been up since 2002, but trust me, folks, I know what to do. Just you wait till phase 3. Executive boxes, you'll agree. The best damn toilets in the land at Bishop Street stand. But Sid, they say it's taking too long. The porta potty smells so wrong. But I've got vision, can't you see? These fancy flushers will set us free. Budget's blown and the crew's all stressed, but our facilities will be the best. When will it be done? Don't ask me twice. Just trust old Sid, it'll be paradise. Just you wait till phase 3. It's worth the wait. You'll all thank me. The best damn toilets in the land at the Bishop Street stand. Maybe by next Christmas.
I'll tell you what, Jim, it's got bestseller written all over it, hasn't it?
It's fantastic. Yeah.
My favourite line in that is the best damn toilets in all the land, the Bishop Street stand. I love it. I love it. So there you go. Right, that is all we've got time for this week. Thanks so much for joining us on this what has proved to be a technological fucking nightmare. Let's not joke about it. Apologies for some of the audio woefulness in this episode. We thought, we'll do it outside. We'll get Alan and Nick involved via the beauty of online. But unfortunately, it just didn't quite work out the way we wanted it to. We'll stick to being virtual next week, and then later on in the season, we'll do some all together. So here is the plan for the new podcast series. Obviously, we asked you guys for a little bit of feedback towards the end of last season, and sort of when we did the Mansfield Matters Awards as well. One thing that you said to us was that sometimes you feel like there's a few too many of us on at one time. So this year, we're limiting podcasts to a maximum of 4 panelists per season. So that means that Jim, Alan, Cam, Nick, Clive will all be sort of rotating throughout the season. So it'd be me, joined by 3 others. Maybe sometimes I might not even be there. You never know what might happen. And then we're going to do them all virtual in the week, and then once a month we're going to bring back an old classic. You won't remember this, Jim, because this is pre-Jim. We used to do a show called the Sunday Sermon.
I can remember the Sunday Sermon. I think that's before I was on it.
Yeah, you remember watching it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, it's the same show, but on a Sunday.
Yeah. Good time to have it, I think.
It is. So we're going to do that once a month, and that's one where we're all going to get together, have a bit of a social, and do it all in person. So there's none of this sort of hybrid between being online and all of that stuff. It's pre-season. We're still warming things up with the kit and the tech and trying to work everything out and everything. So really appreciate your patience, and apologies that it's been a little bit naff in parts today. I blame Harry. Do you blame Harry?
Yeah, why not?
Look, it's what? What are you talking about? You're blaming me, Harry. Look at the camera. No, he's gone now.
He's not denying it, is he?
No, he's not denying it. Hello. Yes.
To admit it, look.
Never work with animals or gyms or tech. So, yeah, there you go. Jim, thanks so much for coming around. Much appreciated. And we will see you guys all again very soon indeed. Make sure you follow us on all things social media to find out when. Yes, sadly that's all we've got time for this week. Thanks so much for joining us out in my garden where the sun has been shining. My thanks to Jim Evans, to Alan Wilson and to Nick of Mansfield Town Shirts fame for joining me on pre-season special number 2. We'll be back soon for instalment number 3. My thanks to you guys at home for watching and for listening as well. Make sure you follow us on all things social media to find out details about upcoming podcast predictions for the brand new season and much, much more in between as we all look ahead to that season's opener at Burton Albion in just a few weeks' time. As ever, thanks so much for your company. We'll see you again soon. Follow us on social media to find out when we're next going to be live. Why? Because Mansfield matters. Good night.